I'll be taking a break from my parents today, mostly because of the date. It's 9/11, September 11th, 2015. And I thought I ought to say something about the other 9/11, the big one, the 2001 9/11. I ought to, but I find it difficult. That's partly because I have nothing constructive to add. The world doesn't need another analysis of the attacks, even if I were sufficiently versed in the situation to say anything about it. And the people who lost loved ones in those attacks, well, they're busy with their fine, noble, and terrible acts of grieving and recovery. There's nothing I can do for them. I can only wish them well and add my tears to theirs. So instead, I was tempted to write about the politics of 9/11. I thought about writing about the ways in which our rulers, our political elite, our intellectuals and public figures have responded to and have interpreted 9/11. But there too I find myself at a loss. You see, I look at what our elites do and say, and I find an awful stasis. There's little change in how they have responded over the past 14 years. I look at the left, and remember, I am myself a liberal, and I find among our more strident academics and activists almost exactly what I heard all those years ago, i.e., silence. Punctuated by occasional cries of, "We brought it on ourselves," or much worse, "The dead were little Eichmanns," a statement singularly vile. The right, if possible, even worse. There, too, the dead seem forgotten. Their memories are invoked only as justification for new wars or the continuous prosecution of old ones. It is as if both sides have somehow forgotten that 9/11 was a genuine tragedy in which real human beings, innocent human beings I might add, were murdered, genuinely died. And that concerns me. How long, I wonder, can a political culture survive once it has defined the dead as abstractions, empty of all real significance, and useful only as weapons in their own pathetic combat? Bloody but irrelevant, where all victories are exquisitely hollow and utterly meaningless. How long, that is, before the governed reject the governors, knowing well that there is nothing to be lost, except the disrespect of the one and the raging hypocrisy of the other. Well, until next time.